this story of how a young woman became queen. And it begins in a castle. During political and religious upheaval in England, a child was born that would go on to become a great queen, and one of the country's most celebrated monarchs. So here begins the story of the Virgin Queen. Once upon a time, in the year 1533, a remarkable child was born in Greenwich Palace. Elizabeth I is born to King Henry VIII and his second wife, Anne Boleyn. She would grow up to become one of England's most legendary queens, Elizabeth I. From a very young age, it was clear Elizabeth possessed intelligence, curiosity, and a strong will. As a child, she had a tumultuous upbringing. Her parents, King Henry VIII and Queen Anne Boleyn. Her childhood was anything but easygoing. Sadly, when Elizabeth was just 2 years old, her mother was executed in 1536. And Elizabeth is declared illegitimate. This event had a profound impact on Elizabeth's life. She was separated from her father and declared illegitimate, losing her place in the line of succession. Elizabeth was sent away from the royal court and lived a relatively isolated life. However, she was fortunate to receive an excellent education. She studied a wide range of subjects, including history, languages, mathematics, and politics. Elizabeth's teachers recognized her quick wit and love for learning, nurturing her intellectual growth. As Elizabeth grew older, the political landscape of England changed. Her father remarried, and she gained a half-sister, Mary, and a half-brother, Edward. Both siblings would eventually ascend the throne, but Elizabeth's destiny remained uncertain. Elizabeth's father, King Henry VIII, dies, and her half-brother, Edward VI, ascends to the throne. Edward VI dies, and Elizabeth's half-sister, Mary I, becomes queen. King Edward VI died of tuberculosis on July 6, 1553, at the age of 15. Edward had been King of England since 1547, following the death of his father, King Henry VIII. During his short reign, Edward was a committed Protestant and worked to advance the cause of the English Reformation. He issued a number of religious reforms that promoted Protestantism and sought to reduce the power of the Catholic Church in England. Edward's reign was marked by political instability and religious conflict as various factions vied for power and influence in his government. After Edward's death, his half-sister, Mary I, succeeded him to the throne and sought to reverse many of his religious reforms, leading to a period of persecution of Protestants known as the Marian persecutions. Queen Mary I, also known as Mary Tudor or Bloody Mary, is best known for her efforts to restore Catholicism to England during her brief reign from 1553 to 1558. Mary, daughter of King Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon, was a devout Catholic. After ascending to the throne, she tried to reverse the religious reforms that had been implemented during her half-brother's reign, Edward VI, and sought to return England to Roman Catholicism. She repealed the religious laws and reforms that had been introduced during Edward's reign, including the Act of Uniformity, which had established the Church of England as a Protestant church. Mary's efforts to restore Catholicism were met with resistance, and she became known for her persecution of Protestants. Her government burned hundreds of Protestants at the stake for heresy, leading to her lasting reputation as Bloody Mary. Mary's reign also saw England lose control of the French port of Calais, which had been held by the English for over 2 centuries. Elizabeth is briefly imprisoned in the Tower of London for her Protestant beliefs. Mary ascends to the throne. In 1558, Elizabeth's sister Mary passed away, and Elizabeth became the Queen of England. She was just 25 years old when she took the crown. England was in a state of religious turmoil, torn between Catholic and Protestant factions. Elizabeth, a Protestant, worked diligently to establish religious stability and tolerance throughout her reign. You liked the video? Then, please subscribe and you will help me grow my channel. Thank you. Known for her intelligence and shrewdness, Queen Elizabeth made wise decisions that strengthened England both domestically and internationally. She encouraged exploration, leading to the expansion of English influence across the world. Elizabeth supported the arts and sciences, fostering a period of great creativity and achievement known as the Elizabethan era. Queen Elizabeth faced many challenges throughout her reign, including threats from other European powers and internal political struggles. But she never wavered. Elizabeth proved to be a master of diplomacy, using her wit and charm to outmaneuver her adversaries. She became known as the Virgin Queen because she never married or had children, which allowed her to focus entirely on her duties as queen. Elizabeth's reign was marked by stability, prosperity, and cultural growth. She was beloved by her subjects, who affectionately referred to her as Good Queen Bess. Her reign became known as the Golden Age of England. In 1588, the Spanish Armada attempted to invade England. But Queen Elizabeth I led her country to victory and saved it from occupation. They attempted to conquer England. But Queen Elizabeth I led her country to victory and saved it from occupation. In her later years, Elizabeth faced a series of personal losses. Many of her closest friends and advisors passed away, leaving her feeling lonely and melancholy. Elizabeth's health began to decline. And on March 24, 1603, at the age of 69, she peacefully passed away in Richmond Palace. She dies at the age of 69, after a reign of over 44 years. She is succeeded by her cousin, James VI of Scotland, who becomes James I of England. Elizabeth I's reign is often referred to as the Elizabethan era, a time of cultural and artistic growth in England. During her reign, England experienced a period of relative stability and prosperity, which allowed for the flourishing of the arts and sciences. The Elizabethan era saw the rise of great writers and playwrights, including William Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, and Ben Jonson, who produced some of the greatest works in the English language. Elizabethan England was also marked by the development of the English Renaissance, which was characterized by a renewed interest in classical learning, humanism, and scientific inquiry. Elizabeth I herself was a patron of the arts, and her court was renowned for its pageantry, music, and literature. Her reign also saw significant advances in exploration and trade, as English merchants and adventurers traveled to new lands and established trade networks around the world. The Elizabethan era was a time of great cultural and artistic achievement. And Elizabeth I's reign played a significant role in shaping the course of English history. Elizabeth's legacy lives on, as she is remembered as one of England's greatest monarchs. Her reign brought stability, prosperity, and a flourishing of arts and culture to the country. Elizabeth's intelligence, resilience, and determination continue to inspire generations, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, one can rise to greatness and leave an indelible mark on history. She is remembered as one of England's greatest monarchs, known for her intelligence, strength, and political savvy. Elizabeth's legacy also includes the Elizabethan settlement, which established the Church of England as a Protestant church and helped to create a sense of national identity in England. Her reign was marked by a number of challenges, including religious conflict, political intrigue, and threats from foreign powers. But Elizabeth's leadership helped to steer England through these difficulties and establish a period of relative stability and prosperity. Today, Elizabeth I is remembered as a symbol of English strength and resilience, and her reign is celebrated as a time of great achievement and progress in English history. If you liked this video and wish for more, please subscribe and tap that bell for more.